and then he started partnering with people. Now he's doing like multi-units, right? But yeah, his bread and butter is mainly Airbnb, and then he can tell you exactly what neighborhoods and cities to go to, which ones not to go to. So yeah, no, he knows his shit. And that was his big thing too. He's like, focus on one thing only and get good
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah. So Barbara,
Yeah,
speaking of that, what was your mistake?
Barbara? Oh,
Sorry, my video is like slightly delayed and I don't know why. But anyways, my thing was worrying about what other people think. And it's not just because it relates to everything in your life, including your real estate, right? And that was kind of a trap that I had been getting myself out of over the last couple of years. And joining Cashflow Tribe really helped me to get my mindset a little more focused, which allowed me to be more trusting of myself and listening to myself a lot more. Since joining Cashflow Tribe, I found that sometimes I would slip back into that pattern, you know, because you're listening to everybody like, hey, you want a Lambo? Hey, you want $1 million house? And it's like, you know, you think that you want all these things because everyone's dictating those things to you, but really at the end of the day, I didn't want them. And so, you know, I realize when I fall into that trap, I realize it very quickly. Because if you worry about what people think, it will affect every decision in every area of your life, from relationships to what you buy, to where you live, to everything, right? So that's one of the biggest probably mistakes that I made, you know, in like my early parts of my life. And I've really tried to remove myself from that trap.
I love that.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I was always good at that, though. Am I a narcissist for that or no?
No, you
I was
just
like, what about your parents, man? What do they think? I'm like, parents? I don't know. It's been like, I don't know. I'll call them and ask them, I guess. You want me to? It's like, oh, you didn't ask them this like years ago? Nah, fuck. I didn't give a shit.
No, and that's good. I think that just shows that you have a lot of certainty in who you are, and probably based on the way that you were raised. For me, I was raised in a very strict household. So everything I ever wanted to do required somebody else's decision. You know, so it, you know, that carries out in your life and you don't realize, right? And then, you know, throughout my life, it was very difficult for me to make decisions. And then when I did make them, I got a lot of criticism from people because it was like, well, that's not how you should do it. Because again, you had all these people in your life that were always making decisions for you. So then I got to a point where I started doing things and I just didn't tell anybody. And then that would piss them off too. And so now I just don't care. Now I'm just like, whatever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a tough.
Yeah. I don't give a shit.
That's awesome, Bar. I know guys in their 30s and 40s, they still can't get over that. That's a tough barrier to break, I would imagine. So no, kudos. That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's incredible, Barbara. I love it. I love it. Just to see your growth is awe-inspiring.
Thank you. Well, I mean, a lot of it too was already occurring for me before I started Cashflow Tribe. Like I had been seeing a social worker for about a year and a half before I started Cashflow Tribe, because I have a family of alcoholics and things like that. So there was a lot of like kind of like patterns that I had developed in dealing with people. So, you know, it was things that what I was noticing in my adult life was I was getting triggered by things. And then I'd be like, you know, why is this upsetting me? Like, why am I getting like physiological effects? And why is this bothering me so much? And so that's when I started seeing somebody, because I was like, obviously there's a lot of childhood stuff that has occurred that I'm holding on to. And I thought that didn't really affect me, but it did, because, you know, I would just have bad responses to situations in a sense where I was like, well, that was really embarrassing and stupid. Why did you just do that? So it was those things. I was like, I didn't like my response. I didn't like how I was being, and I didn't like my reactions to things, and I didn't like feeling out of control. So essentially it was like I had developed habits that my alcoholic family had developed, but just without the alcohol, right? So,
Right.
so these things I had already been working on a lot, but coming to Cash Flow Tribe and you're constantly listening to mindset, and really focusing on your goals, it really just helped confirm it even more for me that I was like, yep, I trust myself. I'm listening to my intuition. I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing for me. Cause really at the end of the day, no one really gives a shit about you. Right. So,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
this is, that's where the point that I came to. I saw a post. Somebody had posted the only time anybody gives a shit about you is when you miss two or three payments on something. And then all of a sudden the whole world cares, right? It was something along that line of like, yeah, you think no one gives a shit about you until you miss payments.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's where I'm at. So Cash Flow Tribe is just kind of, emphasized a lot of the work that I had been doing behind the scenes prior. So it's really made a difference.
That's incredible, Barbara.
Yep.
We love you that, we love you for that. It's incredible. Like all family here.
A wise woman to follow, everybody. It's Barbara
Thank
Manson.
you. I don't know about that, but thank you.
Hey,
Oh, I know you are.
and that's the reason why we chose everybody here. You guys are all leaders. Like I said, you guys are in this room for a reason. It wasn't just by dumb pure luck. So
No.
remember that. Awesome. Perfect. And Tom, Mr. Cruz, Mr. Top
Yeah.
Gun.
What's going on, Tom?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Going on, Tom?
Yeah, good. Hey, Richard.
Good. So
How's it going?
share your
Good, good.
mistake for us, brother.
Yeah, I just made the video is basically specific mistake about submitting offer. So yeah, I just told do not submit an offer without conditions and do not submit an offer with a short notice. So those are specific that I just discussed on the video. It's scary on live. It's difficult.
Hey, but it's done now, so you can make that as a check mark off your progression, right? Like I said, it's all about those wins, the slight edge.
Yeah, you're right.
I love it though, Tom, because that's a big part with wholesaling, right? If you don't put any conditions on it, right, you can be tied up to some things that you don't want to be tied up with, especially if things go flopping, right?
Yeah.
Yo, that's what I worry about though too in the Thunder Bay market. Like nobody does it. Like I'm thinking, I was talking to my wife this morning about that too, Tom? Because I'm like, do I have to get the lawyer to look over the agreement of purchase Form 100 every time I finish up with the seller and agree on a price? Because like that could use up a lot of money for the lawyer's time, and it's like that's always going to be like a fixed cost on like any deals going forward where you actually want to put them out onto the market for the buyers, right? So I worry about that too, like, but that's a mistake you already made, right? So
Yeah, I did already.
yeah.
I think if you're doing offers and it's the same conditions, kind of, same cookie cutter situation, I think you could confidently move forward, right? I think it would be more interesting to have a lawyer in the event that you're doing like a vendor take back or, there's some type of creative financing going on or partnership. Like years ago, I did buy an investment property and I did it with a good friend of mine. And we made sure outside of the purchase and sale agreement that we actually had the lawyer do up a separate partnership agreement between the two of us. It was something that we were both cool with, and it basically laid out all of our responsibilities while we were partners, and then what would happen if one of us wanted out, or we wanted, who would buy who out, or like all of those scenarios were put into place. So it was really comforting because then we could move forward. But generally, I would say for yourself, Richard, like any other time, you're probably just going to use your own, skills, expertise. But I think creatively, you would probably need a lawyer. Uncharted territory.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have plenty of questions for you guys going forward then. Never know.
Hey, that's what we're all here for, right?
You guys rock, man. That's awesome.
Awesome. Perfect. And then I don't know if you guys seen it this afternoon, but Miss Tish was on the podcast Alive with Tribe, and she was able to get on there. What's going on, Tish?
Cooking dinner again.
Yeah, eating.
Yeah, so first, thank you for coming on the podcast. I know literally at the end, my power outage happened at my house. Literally, it was like Zoom. I'm like, well, that's the end of the podcast, I guess.
I took care of it. Did you see?
I didn't see the end of it there because it had to like repost or something like that. But you took advantage of it. Hey, look at that. She's the new podcast host. I would
I
try.
was like, and AJ's gone, so it's just about me.
FYI, AJ, some of your replays are not of the exact dates. Like the replay that you sent in the email yesterday is not of the day before's. It's like September 21st.
Oh, maybe what happened? I maybe clicked the wrong video. Oh.
Yeah, and there was another one. I looked back because I was trying to. So just you remember the Stefan Arnio books I was telling everybody about? I put the post in the ambassador page, and I was trying to tag everybody. So I was going back in the videos to see who was all part of the challenge, so I didn't miss anybody. And I kept on getting September 21st video for a couple of them. So just an FYI, it doesn't really matter, but you know. I just thought I'd let you know, just in case you're like, what the hell happened here?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, I would have never really recognized that. So
Yeah.
perfect. Awesome, perfect.
But yeah, so if you guys, sorry, just so that you guys know, I did post it. So the guy's name is Jay, and he's from Stefan Arnio's company called Black Card University. Okay. So if you guys give him a call, just let him know that I referred you or whoever, but just so he knows who referred. And then he will set everything up for you, tell you what he can offer you, and then he'll mail it all out to you. And you just give him your credit card over the phone.
And then would you be able to, so you have those numbers then?
So I put his, in the post, I put his name, his Facebook, his phone number, and his email.
Cool.
In there. So anybody just connect with him, send him an email or something, just say, hey, I'm from Cashflow Tribe. Barb Mancy referred me. I'm interested in getting some Stefan Arnio books, and he'll set you up. He'll give you a call.
Awesome.
Okay, guys. So sorry if I missed anybody on it. I'm pretty sure I got everybody though.
Okay, perfect. Awesome, perfect. Anybody else has any wins or anything to share before we move on? Everybody's all good. Well, guys, this upcoming weekend is the final task for your guys' trial. You guys have made it. That is awesome. That is incredible. Again, congratulations to you guys. You just have one more task to complete. And it is the fun one. It is the good one. It is the one that's going to finally push your last boundary out there. It is going to be talking about Cashflow Tribe on your own personal page.
Congratulations, Barb. Hey, Barb.
Really? Fuck. Sorry, I just swore I'm recording.
So yeah, so it is, you know what, it doesn't even have to be anything real estate related, because real estate is the product. It's just be like, you know what, over these past couple months during COVID, I was able to be introduced to a wonderful community of like-minded investors, just like that, right? But it's just to be able to announce that you guys are part of a community, and you know, it's an awesome way to kind of get people that might be interested. I know for me, just posting the Live with Tribe podcast on my Instagram page, I've gotten so many people asking me, what is this community? And I actually got about 6-7 members that are joining Alpha just because they want to get involved with it. So you just never know who's watching.
I know, but I don't know if I want any of these people involved in my life to begin with, let alone being so close to, like, you know, I've worked really hard to keep these people at a distance, you know, like, really? Can I get a strike too for this one? No.
And the one part that I want everybody to do is to add everybody as a Facebook friend and show love on each person's post.
Sorry, say that again. You cut out.
So one thing I want everybody to do too is make sure we're all friends on here on Facebook. So that way, when everybody makes their post, I want everybody to make sure they show love on each person's post, show them support. So for instance, if Rob posted his on his, I want all of us here to be able to comment on his, saying, amazing one, Rob, you know, we're here for you to show this that support. And if there is any pessimists on your page, you don't have to worry about it.
What's going on? I missed all this.
Oh, can anybody hear me right? I know my mic is, hello?
I can hear you. There was just a lot of background noise there for a second.
Okay.
So basically, do you want us to tag everybody in the post?
Nope. So basically, I want when you post it, I just want everybody, like, as soon as you write like done, I just want everybody just to go and like, I want to make sure everybody's friends on Facebook first. So that way, when you do post it, I want everybody to be able just to comment and show support and love to it, right? So for instance, if Barbara posts like, she's saying, hey, I'm part of this Cashflow Tribe community, this is what it's all about kind of thing, and this is what I'm doing. I want all of us, whether it be Rob, Tom, Richard, say, hey, awesome job, Barbara, love you being part of the family and everything like that. Just show support.
Does it have to be a video or can we just do it as a post?
You can do it as a post.
Thank God. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
it's only a post, not a video. Yoo-hoo.
Question, just so we can stay on the same page. Is there? I'm sorry, AJ. I'm just gonna make you do a little work, or maybe not. Depends. You can answer no.
No worries.
Can you put together a list of all the people that are still part of this ambassador group, so we can make sure to send out all the requests to the right people?
Okay.
We may not be friends on Facebook right now.
I think it's just us and then Jacob, right?
You guys, Jacob, as well as Charlotte.
And
The
Charlotte.
Magic Seven, I think.
Yep. Lucky number
The
seven.
Lucky Seven.
Okay, so the 7 of us. Okay, that's good to know.
And Rob.
Yeah, but I'll send you guys the list of names there.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So it's Jacob, Charlotte, Tom, Richard, Rob, myself, and Tish.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you. You
And
better,
AJ.
AJ, you better like comment on our posts.
I will. I'll show you guys all the love. I'll even drop a video on your pages.
Oh, this one's killing me. I have till Sunday.
Have till Sunday. And
This one literally makes me feel like I want to vomit right now.
and this one I'll start right now. That after this call. That way you guys have more time to do it.
You mean more time to get the courage to do it?
Exactly.
See, I can tell by Rob's face too that he's not about this either. See the anxiety in his face?
There'll be some backlash, but you know what? I gotta watch my language. I don't really care because most of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook were friends through my workplace, which are people that I'm basically disassociating myself from anyway, because they're not of my mindset. So I don't really care whether they support me on this because
True.
I don't care. Because I mean, these are the people their mindset I'm trying to move away from.
What's one of the most empowering things too, and I've experienced this. You should see some of the hate mail I get sometimes, and from friends and family that I've known for years, and I'm just they're like, "Oh, you're gonna go broke. You're gonna do this. You're done for doing this." I'm just like, "All right, whatever." I have friends and family that think otherwise. You see your opinions. That's your thoughts about it, and they get so wait, what? You're not gonna listen to me? No.
At the same time,
so empowering about that. It's incredible.
So yeah, at the same time though, I mean, I know that I can probably just off the top of my head list or think about at least 10 people that are beginning that's awesome, dude, go for it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right? So I'll take that,
Yeah, definitely. I do have some school connections where people are actually investing in real estate. So I have a few real estate agents and people that are already part of my friend group. It's some of the people that I still slightly associate with that I haven't told them anything in months. So it's just kind of they're the type of people that, they're occasionally in your life, but they don't necessarily know who you are anymore and they only see you as that person from 20 years ago and not the person who you are now and don't really believe in you in that way. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of I just don't want to hear their yipping really at the end of the day. And I don't want to have to feel like I need to explain myself in any way to them.
Yep.
I'm guilty of something. As I said earlier, I had to step out to be with the customer. I don't even know what's going on right now. What are we doing?
You have to post on your regular Facebook page that you've been during COVID, that you've been a member of the Cashflow Tribe. So we're talking about the fact that there's a bunch of people probably connected on our Facebook pages that we don't really technically associate with. They're just those people on Facebook that, we associate with, or maybe they're I have some old friends that, we don't really communicate very much anymore, and we don't really believe in each other in that way anymore. So it's kind of
oh yeah, I'm with you guys on that. I want to separate that too. I get it. Same time, it's whatever. They're gonna look at that and be like, like a lot of the people, like I do have people in my community at home I look up to, and I look up to them and they respect me, and they've watched me come a long way. They've actually helped me, and there's like probably 2, maybe 3. I would say 3. I know one that'd be like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then 2, they'd
Yeah.
be like, well, I don't want Richard getting toyed with or ripped off, so I'm gonna call him into my office, see what this thing's about. They literally would do that. Oh, I'm not even shitting you. They probably would. Like, and they're respected in the community as well. Like, one's running for council right now,
Wow.
and it's like,
Good.
uh,
Maybe that guy can help you with permits.
Yep.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, maybe I'll just tag it in a way that, hey, everybody, I've been, I came across this real estate investment group. It's been, really informative, blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of you invest in real estate or are, realtors, blah, blah, blah. Let's reach out and have some conversations. And I think if I put it that way, then that'll make me feel better than just being like, here's my life. You know what I mean? Because I don't really tell people shit in my life because it's none of their business and I don't really care what they have to say, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
like, everybody in here, how many people have you really told that you were a part of Cash Flow Tribe? Like, really? Like,
outside of
Not a
cash flow or people in real estate,
well, like outside of people in real estate and in Cash Flow Tribe.
2 maybe.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't think I told anybody, like, except for the people that are in real estate that are in my community, though, right? Like, so I get it. Yeah.
But the funny thing is that those people never ask me about it.
Yeah, and they won't, right? Like, those people like that are in my life, they're like, I don't chum around with them anymore, but they still come around because I still hire them for stuff, eh? Like, but I'll never have the same guys that made it to my couch in my living room in my home a year ago to have a drink, a coffee, whatever. Those same fucking guys will not make it back to my couch in my home to have those same drinks and those same conversations ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But but they're still like, they're outside of my inner circle. They're still in my circle, but not my inner circle. But I still like them. But like, I don't want to keep them that close anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
they're arms distance away from you now.
Yeah, dude, like, some
I
are
like
down
Joe,
the street, but yeah, and we've kind of grown apart. But they're still smart, skillful people, and I still hire them for certain things, right? But dude, we ain't hanging out on a Saturday night anymore. Sorry.
Well, and that's the other thing with Cash Flow Tribe is like, because you start to become kind of laser focused and your mindset has shifted to the point where you're like, yeah, I only want positive. I only want good relationships. I need to keep myself in check. I need to like work on myself and all that stuff like that. What I started to notice was the dysfunction in the relationships that I had with people around me.
Yeah.
And because all of a sudden I identified it so clearly, it's really hard for me to go and sit and have a conversation with them, right? So generally what I do with those people is I restrict my time with them and I have big boundaries. So because they still connect with me, right? So what I do is I just they'll say, hey, let's talk, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, why don't we go meet for coffee? And I always try to put myself in a situation where I can get an excuse to leave or do you know what I mean? Something like that. Like, oh, I'll go to your house. Don't come to mine. You know what I mean? So I can be like, sorry, gotta go. Like, so
Smart.
because it's not that I don't want them in my life 100%. I like them, and they've been in my life for 20 years maybe, but I just don't like their behavior maybe or something, or the stuff that they talk about. So yeah, I just put boundaries and I say, okay, as long as it's boundaries and it's on my terms and my rules, I can accept them being in my life that way.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And who knows, like when you post this stuff, this is what I'm positive attitude all the way. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know the ins and outs of all the people that I know on Facebook. Like, who knows? For all I know, someone in my group of extended circle of friends has, a retiring aunt or uncle or grandmother, grandma, and they got to get them out of their place. And like, who knows? Who knows? There could be people I know that have money that are just sitting there doing nothing, that want to invest in something. I don't know. But if I
100%.
put it out there, someone will go, hey, you know, maybe I should talk to Rob about that.
I was
Why
going to
not?
put that out there because that's exactly the same thing that happened to me. So 2 occurrences happened. So I had my uncle who was from Louisiana, and he just on my Facebook page, but he liked, you know, some of the things I post about Cashflow Tribe. And one of his buddies that I have no clue who he is reached out to me and was like, hey man, I see that you're doing this little real estate investing. I checked out like this whole Cashflow Tribe. It's pretty cool. Like, let me hear a little bit more about it. So I got on the phone with him. He's like, that's amazing. And he owns, what was it, 5 duplexes out in Phoenix, like my uncle's buddy. He was like, if you're
Yeah.
ever looking to do anything out there, let me know. This
Beauty.
one happened there. And then the second one is, I never knew how much it could affect someone. So for instance, you guys know Nadia Stallert. She's been part of Cashflow Tribe. She's on the podcast. But
Yeah.
she's one of my best friends that I grew up with ever since high school. And then
Nice.
her boyfriend is actually an investor to himself. But I really never knew that he was an investor, or he liked real estate, or she liked real estate. It was just one of those things we never talked about, right? But it was me posting, what was it? It was the pop-up party on Friday. She was like, what's this all about, kind of thing, right? And I'm just like, oh, you know, Cashflow Tribe, you know, we're a real estate investing community platform. She's like, all right, let me check it out. So then she literally joined beta. And then from there, she joined alpha. And then from there, she went to a weekend workshop, boot camp, and now she's part of council. And
Yeah, she won that ticket.
And it was all for me just putting it out there saying, oh, this is Cashflow Tribe and this is what we do. So it's pretty crazy to see who's out there that's really kind of just watching you and just looking for a way to kind of communicate to you. So that's just something
Yeah.
to share. You just never know who's watching. You never know. That video that you guys might post, or, you know, you might do just a picture post, it could really change someone's lives. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah.
100%.
and Tish, you want to say something?
I do. I just wanted to say, as scary as it is, I've started a little bit posting on Instagram and kind of telling people, but
Mhm.
hoping something good will come out of it, maybe some partners, etc.
Yeah.
But a lot of the professionals, like Grant Cardone will tell you, and a lot of others will say it's a rite of passage. So if you don't got no haters, you ain't winning.
Fair enough.
So it's
Fair
a
enough.
compliment. You need that. You got to make it through that threshold.
I think you're
Good
100%
advice.
right. And I think that if you, you know, you make that post and you release that fear, I think for me, you know, coming from a background of, you know, always, you know, listening to what people think, I think for me, it'll be that extra kind of confirmation that, hey, you know what, you really can move forward and not worry about what other people's opinions are. You just need to keep on plugging through, right? So at the end of the day, who gives a shit, right?
And at the end of the day, always remember we got each other's back, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
you always have someone to lean on.
You don't have to justify yourself to anyone. If they want to be all hating, just be like, okay, be
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I think this will be a test, especially for someone like me with the background. It'll be a good kind of lesson for me to kind of shut a lot of those people down if they do say anything to me, or if they do ask me questions about it, then I'll just be like, oh, well, this is what I'm doing. You like it, you don't, whatever. I don't really care. So I think it's a good thing. As much as I don't want to do it, it's a good thing.
Awesome.
I agree, Barbara.
Oh, we're going to get kicked off here. So I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and just a wonderful Thanksgiving and a long weekend.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Everybody.
Yeah.
happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
So we're saying that. Bravo on 3, Cashflow Tribe. Let's roll out of here. Bravo.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Bravo.
Peace out, everybody.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.